How's it going, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about BSG and how the Unheard of edition is a symptom of something that could have been predicted long ago. This isn't just going to be the cliche video of, oh, Unheard of edition. Oh, well, look what BSG did, which we all know is BS. Everybody knows because everybody's on Twitter ranting about it. But to not allow yourself to be brought down by this edition. I'm also going to be talking about what I can foresee BSG doing in the future based on past events, based off information. Let's get it. Now, for those who don't know, BSG is notorious for dropping things that are contrary to what the users usually want. In Port 14, they released many things that no one's asked for. Now, I'm not saying they're bad, but no one in particular actually asked for this. For example, the BTR. Now, the BTR is cool, but there are so many other things community wanted, BSG did not deliver. Another thing was vaulting. Vaulting, it's a great feature. You know what I'm saying? It's a very good feature. But again, no one asked for vaulting in particular. I have not heard a million people say, oh, well, we want vaulting as soon as possible. But they dropped something that is for full game. Later, I'm gonna get into things we wanted. For some reason, most of the things that they dropped caused some form of problem and made the things that we wanted harder to obtain, if that makes sense. The last thing I would say is Streets of Tarkov expansion. Before, when Streets dropped, it was good. People did have problems running it. You did need more RAM to run Streets. I would say about 80% of community could run Streets. However, when 0.13.5 came around, things changed. The number dropped 50 to 60%. That expansion was dope. I like the expansion. If it's not optimized, why drop it in the first place? You know what I'm saying? It's like putting icing on the cake before you even bake the cake. Now, in 0.14, they dropped another expansion. Everybody went off and said, I cannot run Streets at all. And every single update they do, for some reason, it feels as if you can't run Streets. I hear a lot of streamers even say, I can't even run Streets and I got a supercomputer. Now, that is completely wild to me. The things that we wanted as a Tarkov community, can't speak for everybody, but people that played the game for a decent amount of time, we wanted audio to be fixed. That's a huge one. Everybody that plays Tarkov for a minute knows that the audio, certain areas are worse than others on Tarkov. It's either too loud or you can't hear footsteps very well. Another thing is the hit register. Now, the hit register, it feels as if it got worse throughout the wipes. A lot of these problems, for some reason, as they add more things, it may be a theory, but in my experience, I would say you either die instantly or, don't get shot at all. And this vice versa, whenever you're shooting somebody, it's something called winner's perspective, where even if you shoot somebody, like, dang, they died kind of fast and they had tier 6 on, but you overlook that. There's times where when you shoot at them, it feels as if the bullet just doesn't register. You'll see that more often when you try to kill somebody. It is a fact, but a lot of people overlook the fact that they kill somebody very fast, if that makes sense. Now, the armor rework, they actually made it more extreme. Now there's an armpit hitbox, which in real life, if you shoot somebody in the armpit, they'll bleed out. Why not add, if you get shot in the armpit, you get like 3 bleeding effects. Instead, you die almost instantly. It goes straight to your thorax. And also, the armor, if you hit a plate, it deflects it or eats it more often than if you hit the soft plates and you almost die instantly. It's almost as if the arm's not there. So a lot of people are rocking high tier ammo. Now let's get off this topic of the things that we wanted. It's gonna get me mad, but I want to stay as positive as possible and give BSG the benefit of the doubt, because I like the game. The game is a good game. It's just the people that make the game don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I want to get on is the comical timing of the drop. What's crazy is right as Gray Zone Warfare closed alpha stop, they dropped it. I don't know if anybody else thought about that, but I thought about that. That is amazing. That is crazy. It seems as if, I feel like if you wanted to drop this, patch, it's almost as if in their mind this was a good patch. I don't know. I do not know what BSG was thinking. An analogy for BSG's tomfoolery is, I would say, the Christmas effect. Now, it's not a real thing. I made this up, but imagine this, right? You've been asking for a PlayStation for a minute now for your parents, and Christmas rolls by. You see a box. You know what I'm saying? You see the new patch release trailer. Oh snap, that looks dope, man. I can't wait for this to drop. You see the wrapping of the present. Then when you finally open up that present, you see a week man, thank you, you know what I'm saying? But you're crying on the inside. You're like, dang, man. Like, but imagine that happening over and over and over again. Eventually, you're gonna have to say something because it feels like your parents actually think that, you know, you wanted this. It's like, yo, I asked for this for a minute. And you know that they had the money to buy it because they probably bought so many other things. Now, this is an example. You know, I love my parents. That's just the best thing I could think of at the moment. That's how it feels. I would say that's pretty accurate. If you have a better analogy, drop it in the comments below. Now, why would BSG do this? I'm not BSG. I don't know why they would do this. I don't know what they were off of when they made this edition and dropped this edition. But in collectively, how can you be a collective group and not one of you, or maybe one of them did think, hey, maybe we shouldn't drop this, and they said, man, get up out of here. You're not part of the BSG vision. You know what I'm saying? So they kicked them out. The reason I think BSG did this is, one, to make money for Arena, which also no one asked for. Now, actually, you know what? People have asked for Arena. They didn't ask for the timing of Arena, and also not just the timing of Arena, but the bugs that came with it. You would think that BSG making Tarkov, knowing how many bugs they had in the past, to not just drop the game, but to drop it with this many bugs, which makes it so much worse. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. And who knows? But this is by far one of the most logical reasons I can think of. The next reason is to make revenue. Now, as a game developer, they only have 2 games. Now, they had the edition, they have 3 editions, right? And well, they did have 4. Yeah, they did have 4, but they removed the 4th one. What is it called? EOD. They removed that one from it, so you can't buy it anymore. But if you do have it, they're not going to take it. Hopefully, I hope they don't. But they have 3 editions, right? And now altogether, they can make $100 off that edition. Well, now they have this edition, but before this edition came out, they had 3 editions, and in total, they can make $100. Now, any other game company could have released many other games and made more money, but you can also negate this fact because it's free-to-play games. You know, there's games like Fortnite, and I can't think of the other one. I'm trying to think. I'll probably drop a picture of it, but there's another free-to-play game. They drop skins to make their money, and these games are way more developed than Tarkov. It seems like they have more funding. Even though it's a free-to-play game, you do have to buy skins. They're making way more money, and they also have battle passes too, which BSG could have added a battle pass, and I feel like nobody would hate on BSG for adding it, but they had to drop this edition, which they went back on their word. They tried to say, oh, well, we're not going to drop any in-game item or in-game purchase support, but they did go back on their word, and they did drop skins, but nobody was really mad. Not skins, clothing. They did drop clothing, but nobody was really mad at this because they know that, oh, BSG got to make money somehow. Nobody was mad, so they could have kept going in this direction. Probably drop the battle pass. Nobody would be that mad. There'd be some people who, well, BSG went, but it would be a fact, hey, they could apologize and say, hey, look, we're sorry, but we had to do this. We weren't making enough money. Arena didn't make enough, so we had to drop. So we wouldn't be mad. But this edition, it doesn't make sense. Which, if it's not a DLC, what did we download when the update came out? Exactly. Also, they said that it's not enough server space for co-op. But as I said before, who asked for co-op? Co-op is a good thing, just like I said, but there's so many other things that should be prioritized as a game designer than co-op mode. I would love co-op mode, but then if I was to release a game and I thought about it, okay, first of all, we don't have enough servers for the main game. Why drop another mode? Still don't have enough servers. It just doesn't make sense. Now, you can say what you want, but this doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. The best thing players could do is to not allow BSG's mistake to stop you from having fun. The reason I say is, if you complain and prolong it, talk about it to other friends, you will be feeding into that. Hate is not what a lot of people perceive it to be, but they think it's indifference. Indifference is where you can say, okay, well, whether this is or not, this will cause no difference to me, and that's how you should feel towards BSGs, what they do. Call it a spade, and whatever they want to do, just don't tolerate it. And you say something about it, and you don't buy the edition. That will do more harm. That'll do more to that edition than just complaining about it and talk about it to your friends. That just gives it publicity. People will say, you know what, it's not that bad as I thought it was, and people start purchasing instead of just saying, well, it's not a good edition and we're not purchasing it and we're not going for it. It's like a bad game. Nobody's gonna buy the game. Now, what do I think BSG will do? What I think they'll do is they're gonna act like they're in the right for a certain amount of time. You can only do this for a certain amount of time, because if the community isn't going for it, then they're just gonna say, you know what, we give up. They did that. They have done that literally a few days ago. They said, you know, we're gonna give EOD edition the co-op mode for 6 months. Now they're trying to change it around because they know they did wrong, but they're not gonna admit it. So they're gonna try to switch it up. They're gonna try to pacify the community. First of all, they're gonna put that edition on sale, and then if nobody's buying it, they're gonna see the sales go down, and then they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna either have to, you know, refund people. They're probably gonna say something along the lines of, oh, well, the edition is not ready to be dropped yet. We dropped it too soon, and they're gonna put it back inside their coat sleeves. But really, nobody wanted to buy it. Don't try to say, oh, well, I'm going on strike, because everybody's gonna stop. Everybody's gonna start playing the game again, and eventually you're gonna see that, well, people don't really care, so they're gonna start promoting it again, and people that come to the game are just gonna think, well, this is probably promotion, you know, probably not that bad. They're gonna purchase it. Whereas if everybody says, you know, don't buy the edition, it's really not good, instead of just saying Tarkov sucks, you know. Because if they just say that, the new community, people that come to the game, are gonna think, well, you're lying, you can play the game. You know what I'm saying? I would say necessarily don't just stop playing the game. If you have fun playing the game, keep playing the game. It still runs in the popularity. It's a popular game. That's why people feel this way. But don't allow it to make you make irrational decisions. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, comment, peace.